In this video, you'll learn how to use affirmations effectively because there are definite tricks to using positive affirmations. Without these tricks, you might say, affirmations don't work. They can and they do if you know how to work them. I'm Kim McIntyre and I first started using affirmations over 30 years ago. I affirm that I feel young for my years. I'm going to share 7 tricks that'll make using affirmations worth it, so you can invest a small amount of time and reap huge benefits from it. This is part 1, and I'll teach you 3 tricks in this video, and then part 2 will come out next week with the remaining 4 tricks. Click the subscribe tab and the bell icon next to it so you don't miss any Joyful Being videos. These 7 tricks are about creating your own personalized affirmations that are designed to work best for you. If you want some affirmations that are already created for you, then check out another video I made, which you can listen to in the morning. You can watch it, listen to it, and start your day filled with positivity. You'll find the link to that video in the video description, along with the links to any other videos I mention, plus other great resources. By watching this video and part 2 the whole way through, you have access to wisdom gained from years of trial and error, using affirmations myself and helping others to create custom affirmations that work for them. These 7 tricks make your affirmations more powerful and more believable. But if it's not true yet, how do I believe it? That's one of the things you'll learn, and it's very important. If you say an affirmation and then a voice in your head says, "That's bull," it's not likely to work. So I'll address that and much more so you can create and use affirmations that truly make a difference in your mindset and in your life. And now, here's your first trick. Trick number 1. Find a why that works for you. If right now I ask you why you want to do affirmations, what pops into your mind? Ponder that for a moment. In my experience, the most powerful affirmations are about 2 things. 1, being who you really want to be, and 2, walking through your life feeling how you want to feel more of the time. For example, I feel confident, I feel capable. When you do affirmations, you're sending positive messages to both your conscious and subconscious mind about what's possible for you. So if there's an area in your life that you're unhappy with, rather than focusing on the external thing or circumstance that you think will make you happy, winning the lottery, getting married, a trip to Maui, etc., instead, it's more powerful to use affirmations to transform negative thoughts and beliefs about yourself that are getting in the way of what you want, by limiting your vision of what's possible. If you're convinced that you need the perfect house or the perfect spouse, then look deeper at why you want that. What do you think those things will do for you? Which brings us to the next trick. Trick number 2. Affirm the essence of what you want. So let's say you want $1 million. Why do you want it, and how do you want it to make you feel? Do you want it for a sense of security, to calm your fears, or do you want maybe a sense of freedom and fun and having more choices available to you? So you want to identify that essence of what you want. And if your first answer is something like, I don't want to go to my job anymore, then go a step beyond that don't want to identify what you do want. As you imagine yourself not needing that job, what's the essence of that experience for you? And once you identify that, you want to be sure to include that essence in your affirmations. But what if I don't know what that essence is? Then check out another video I made where I lead you through a guided process to identify and feel that essence more deeply. Now let's play with an example. Let's say the essence you want is an abundance of choices and the freedom to choose what you want more often. You might affirm something like, I am free right now to be more aware of the many choices I make throughout my day. More and more, I feel empowered to choose the very best for myself. Notice how I said more and more? That brings us to the next trick. Trick number 3, use effective phrasing. I'm going to cover 3 guidelines for how to best phrase your affirmations. The first 2 you may have heard before. Guideline number 1, use positive phrasing. Earlier I mentioned focusing on what you want and not on what you don't want. For example, rather than saying, I no longer lose my temper, you want to rephrase that in a more positive way to affirm something like, I am learning how to feel calmer in my life. Your mind then registers the positive word calmer rather than affirming the word temper. You're using positive phrasing to shine the light on what you want. Guideline number 2, use the present tense. Avoid phrasing that puts your affirmations off into the future. So avoid words like I will, I am going to, etc. So instead of affirming I will have a new job someday, you might say something like I am now exploring new career options. You're affirming in the here and now, and that sometimes trips people up because it doesn't quite feel true yet, which is why the next guideline is so very important. Guideline number 3, use creative phrasing for believability. I'm about to give you several phrasing options to play with. You'll need to experiment a little bit to see what feels most true for you because everybody's different. Ideally, you want to be able to really believe it, or at least use words that are in the vicinity of feeling true. True-ish. True enough that when you think or say the affirmation, your next thought isn't, that's a load of baloney. To avoid that, try beginning your affirmation one of the following ways using words like more and more. I am willing. I am open to. I am free to. I'm experimenting. I am learning. I choose. I've decided. I love the idea of. I'm going to read some affirmation examples now that use those words. More and more, I am willing to make space in my life for loving self-care. I am open to create what I want in unexpected ways. I am free to greet this day with gratitude. I'm experimenting with ways to get a good night's sleep. I am learning how to trust my inner knowing. I choose to focus on the positive. I've decided to laugh more. I love the idea of moving through my day with more ease and joy. And here are a few more phrases you can play with and fill in the blanks as you like. I've decided to explore blank at my own pace. I choose to discover how it feels to be blank. I welcome the experience of blank. I now invite blank into my life. My dream for blank is blank. Obviously, fill in the blanks with the things that you want. Feel free to experiment and play and create your own unique phrasing. Just include those 3 elements: positive, present tense, and believable. And also include the other 2 tricks that you learned in this video, looking at why you want something and what's the essence of what you want from that. So play with all of that until video 2. I'll see you then. In video 2, we'll start with trick number 4, which goes against a common affirmation guideline you may have heard. So I'll see you then.